Drastic changes in the climate are already making a direct impact on Brazil's population. The accumulation of gases in the atmosphere changes the climate and the daily lives of people. Extreme temperatures, scarcity of water, droughts on plantations, and even urban disasters are all already a stark reality for thousands of Brazilians. The consequences of climatic change that make an impact on a national scope are also affecting the rest of the planet. Covering more than 8 million square kilometers, Brazil, the world's fifth largest country and home to the largest area of tropical forest, as well as a huge portion of the planet's fresh water, is at the same time the fourth largest emitter of greenhouse gases. Majority resulting from deforestation and fires. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has come up with a few forecasts of the impacts of climatic changes in Brazil, revealing that the main changes will be felt through an increase in temperatures, a scarcity of water, and instability of the climate and seasons, it becoming more difficult to predict the occurrence of related phenomena. A drop in rainfall volume and an increase in temperature is forecast for the regions of the Amazon and Northeast, which already suffers from a scarcity of water. Estimates show that in the Central West, temperatures will rise and the rainy season will shorten, maintaining the habitual volume. In the South and Southeast, an increase of temperature and precipitation is expected. Heat and a lack of water will lead Amazonian forest regions to undergo a process of savanization, becoming more like the Cerrado region, affecting biodiversity and the water cycle of the whole of Latin America, as well as the rest of the planet. The Northeast is composed of around 1 million square kilometers of semi-arid environments, where precipitation rarely exceeds 750 millimeters per year. In this region, inhabited by some 18 million people, around 10% of the Brazilian population, the union of social and natural factors that have inhibited its development will make it even more vulnerable to climate change, with drastic social impacts forecast. As with the central west of the country, areas for the production of vegetable oils, for example, will become unproductive in the Northeast. Up to 80% of the cultivatable area in the Northeast may be lost to droughts in states like Ceará and Piauí. In all regions of the country, agricultural production will be widely impacted by temperature oscillations. It is believed that extensive semi-arid areas will become completely desertic. Temperature, humidity, and precipitation patterns, along with the concentration of CO2 in the air, affect the development of plants. Areas with average minimum temperatures below 15 degrees centigrade, which offer high frost risks, could damage crops. The minimum temperatures above 23 degrees centigrade will also damage plants at a stage of blossoming. Along with the environmental consequences, the country's economy will also suffer drastically. This is because the changes will lead to problems in the agricultural industry, responsible for 30% of the domestic GDP. Water is also indispensable to the production of hydroelectric energy, which corresponds to 85% of the total electricity consumed in Brazil. Thus, the scarcity of water in the country will also result in lack of energy. With the increasing lack of water, a reduction of around 30% in firm hydroelectric production is expected between 2071 and 2100. And when talking of water scarcity, as is usually the case, the semi-arid Northeast will certainly suffer the most. A flow reduction of between 23% and 26% is expected for the San Francisco River Basin, reducing the energy offer between 45 and 52%. On the other hand, an increase in the speed and frequency of winds will increase the production of wind energy by 200 to 300%. And studies show that the potential of biofuels will be maintained or increased. This is due to sugarcane's resistance to heat. It's also expected that areas suited to sugarcane cultivation will increase by up to 118% by 2070. Reductions are expected in the production of biodiesel, currently part of the federal government's strategy to reduce poverty and the emission of greenhouse gases through the expansion of oilseed crops on family-run farms. The expected impacts of climate change are seen as a threat in Brazil. The consequences will equally affect both the country and the rest of the planet. But changing this future is possible through a combination of adaptable and mitigating measures based on scientific studies in the planning and development of technologies essential to lessening these impacts. It's also necessary for the country to take advantage of the potentially positive changes. If we all join together in building more positive scenarios, the entire population is sure to benefit.